Several people come to me for the symptom of being tired or fatigued all the time. Now, most of the time they have been told that they are feeling tired because of their thyroid condition. But now we know that along with thyroid, there is another condition which is called adrenal dysfunction, which can also affect your energy levels. So this is what we're going to talk about today. Whether you are feeling fatigued or tired, is it because of your thyroid or is it because of your adrenal glands? How to differentiate between the two, and what simple things you can do to improve your energy or fatigue today. Hi, I'm Dr. Anshul Gupta. I'm a functional medicine expert. I help people reverse their chronic diseases by making personalized functional medicine plans. So let's talk about fatigue or energy. Our body produces energy so that we can all feel good. But there are several reasons that our body is not able to keep up with the energy demands of our body. And the two main reasons are either our thyroids are not working properly, or the second reason is that there is a different gland which is called adrenal gland, which might not be working properly too. Now, we have known about adrenal glands for a long time, but we did not know how important they were for our energy levels or for fatigue levels. So that's what we're going to talk about today. So let's talk about a little bit about what adrenal glands are. So adrenal glands are small endocrine glands which are sitting on top of your kidneys. Okay. Now these adrenal glands, although they are very small, but they are very, very important for survival of human beings. So these adrenal glands produce certain endocrine hormones which are very, very important. So they secrete hormones called cortisol. They secrete your hormones like adrenaline. They secrete your hormones, other steroid hormones too. So all of these hormones are very, very important for our survival and have important functions in our body. Like for example, cortisol hormone is called a stress hormone. So whenever your body gets exposed to any kind of stress, like whether it's physical stress, whether it's emotional stress, whether it's because of infections, any kind of stress your body gets exposed to, your body produces cortisol hormone, or your adrenal produces cortisol hormone to actually safeguard your body or deal with stress or fight with stress in a proper fashion. So that's one important reason. The second, obviously, the steroid hormones or adrenal hormones are the hormones which again are very protective for our body. They have various different functions in our body. Now what happens is that the cortisol hormone in a short amount of time is very important to safeguard our body from stress. But when the cortisol levels are high or your adrenal gets burned out, then your body gets fatigued or tired. Okay. So now let's talk about how do you differentiate between your fatigue, whether it is because of thyroid or whether because of adrenal glands. So there are a few differentiating factors that actually can help you out to pinpoint whether you have an adrenal problem or a thyroid problem. And interestingly, sometimes you might have a problem with both also. Okay. So let's differentiate them. So thyroid dysfunction comes with skin problems. The thyroid dysfunction, the most common skin issue that we see is dry skin. So the skin gets really very dry. While if you have an adrenal dysfunction, your skin gets very fragile or gets very, very thin. So like paper-like, people often will say that, okay, as soon as I will bump somewhere, like I will get a cut or I will bruise easily. That's kind of a sign of an adrenal dysfunction. Well, if the skin is very, very coarse or very dry, that's a sign of thyroid dysfunction. Okay, so that's one way of differentiating between the two. The second way of differentiating between the two is that when do you have fatigue? Okay, so in thyroid function, people generally complain that their fatigue or tiredness happen little bit later on in the day, like around noon or around 2 or 3 o'clock. They feel just tired, that they want to take a nap. That is very typical of a thyroid dysfunction. Okay, while for the adrenal dysfunction, it's like people feel fatigued or tired all the time. Okay, so that's again an important way to differentiate, that if you're feeling tired, whether in the morning, whether it's afternoon or in the evening, that's again a sign that you have more kind of an adrenal dysfunction as compared to the thyroid dysfunction. Okay, so these are the major differentiating factors that you can always do, and also depends on where you are accumulating that fat. Okay, so a lot of people will complain that they are not able to lose weight and they are accumulating fat at different parts of the body. Now in thyroid dysfunction, the majority of the places the fats get deposited is around your belly or around your thighs or around your hip areas. While if you have an adrenal dysfunction, all of that fat is always deposited around your belly area and nowhere else. Okay, so if you have that difficult belly fat that you cannot lose, then it might be because of an adrenal dysfunction also. Okay, so these are the ways actually that, as I said, that you can differentiate. The one more important way that you can differentiate is that with thyroid dysfunction, your mood is generally either low, or you feel depressed, or you're less motivated. Well, if you have an adrenal dysfunction, you feel always anxious, or you feel wired. That's the term that a lot of people use. So that's another important way to differentiate between thyroid and adrenal. Okay, so now let's say, like, either you have a thyroid, or if you have an adrenal gland dysfunction, or if you have both. Sometimes people have both, like adrenal as well as thyroid dysfunction. What things you can do to improve it, or what things you can do to improve your fatigue or tiredness? So there are a few things which actually help out both adrenal glands as well as the thyroid gland. The first thing that you can do is B vitamins. Yes, B vitamins are important for functioning of thyroid gland as well as important for functioning of your adrenal glands. So there are several B vitamins, starting from B1 to all the way to B12. All of the B vitamins are needed for proper functioning of them, especially the B9 and the B12. Okay, we know that the B12 is very much needed for proper functioning of thyroid as well as for the adrenal glands, but all the other vitamins, all the other B vitamins are very important. So if you take a good B complex which has good levels of all the B vitamins, that is going to help support your thyroid as well as your adrenal glands. The second thing that you can do is stress management. Yes, any of the things that you do to reduce the amount of stress, that is going to help your adrenal as well as your thyroid gland. These things can be very simple, like meditation, like deep breathing, like yoga, going out for a walk in nature, or doing some exercising. All of those things are helping you to reduce the amount of stress, and also helps for your proper functioning of your thyroid gland as well as improves your adrenal function also. The third thing that you can do to improve your thyroid and adrenal glands is taking a supplement called Ashwagandha. So Ashwagandha is an age-old Ayurvedic supplement that has been used for ages now. Now it has various different ways it helps your body, but it definitely supports your thyroid gland for proper functioning. It also supports your adrenal glands and helps out to function it better. Okay, now Ashwagandha is in the category of medicine called adaptogens. Now these adaptogens have different ways of supporting your body by improving immunity, by improving adrenal function, by also kind of helping you with the metabolism, so helps to lose weight. So that's the reason Ashwagandha is very, very useful for thyroid as well as adrenal glands. The fourth thing that you can do, or a supplement that you can take, is magnesium. So magnesium is a wonderful mineral which supports your thyroid gland as well as support your adrenal glands. So definitely take magnesium to kind of help get more energy, as well as can help you out with other things too. So magnesium is good for brain health, magnesium is good for gut health. All of those things magnesium is great for. Okay. So as you see, these are 4 simple things that you can do that can help out if you are having fatigue or tiredness issues, or if you want to support your thyroid or adrenal gland. So make sure you do that also. I have also provided a link for all these supplements in the description. So if you want to order it, you can also do that from there. Okay. Wonderful. So as I said, it's very important to know, whether your fatigue or tiredness is coming from thyroid or adrenal glands. Okay. And then there are a few easy things that you can do to help fix it. All right. I hope you find this video useful. Thank you so much.